Hello? Ayan. So, let me share my screen para makita ng lahat. So, we will start with so let us start with module number 4. So for module number 4, we're going to deal with distinguishable permutation. So your goal today is for you to find the permutation of distinguishable objects. Now later, you'll learn what is the meaning of distinguishable. So let us have first the pretest. Find the number of permutation of the letters of the word mommy. So what do you think is the answer? You may turn on your mic if you want to answer. Now, dyan pa kayo. What do you think is the answer? How many letters does the word mommy has? Okay, nandiyan pa ba kayo? Sabi ko lang i-turn off yung cam. Pero yung question ko, you may answer using um, hello? Siguro yung iba, they still don't know the answer. So let me proceed to the lesson, then we'll go back here. Okay. So, ano naman kung mag-proceed ako if you still don't know. Our lesson, I have here a 3-letter word, which is mom. And I want you to look at look for the number of possible 3-letter arrangements using the letters in the word mom. So we have your M-O-M. So if you arrange it, you use it, you do it on your own. You arrange the letters and identify ilan kaya yung mga possible arrangements that is formed using these letters. Ano pa bang gumagawa? paki-raise yung hand if you are trying to solve it yourselves. Mag-ano lang kayo, ang tawag dito, ayan, may nag-raise ng hand.
Ma'am, tatlo.
What is it, 3?
Ma'am, yung possible arrangement niya.
Ano yung ginawa mo to solve it?
Ma'am, ano ko po, parang in-arrange ko yung words, yung letters sa iba't ibang position, ma'am.
Okay. So, yung ginawa niya, in-arrange niya yung letters. Iba-iba niya yung position. Then, she found out that there are three-letter arrangements. So, if you are, wait lang ah. Ano nangyayari? Thank you. Hello? Okay, so ayan ba? May bibigay ng ayuda dito kasi remember, nasa isip ko kang saan po? Bakit nag-tawa ka? So, typically, if you are going to use your stock knowledge or what you have learned last week, for sure, ang gagawin ng iba is 3, permutation of 3, taken 3 at a time. So, yun yung usual na nagiging answer. So, if you do that, your answer will be 3 factorial or equal to, which is equal to 6. Then others might use the tree diagram and then look at the result kung ano yung magiging palalabasan ng ating so others might use tree diagram, and here will be the result. So these are the results. So pwedeng MOM, MMO, OMM, OMM, MOM, MMO. Okay. So remember that there are 2 M's here. Now, if you're going to look at the 6 arrangements that we have earlier, there are repeated arrangements. When we say repeated arrangements, they are the same. Like, for example, those that are in yellow, circled in yellow, they have the same arrangement, while those that are circled in gray, pareha din sila ng arrangement, and those that are circled in green, they have the same arrangement. So meaning, because of the letters that are the same, it tends to give you the same arrangements also. So then we cannot distinguish. When we say we cannot distinguish, we cannot identify. We cannot identify which is the first M, which is the second M. It gives us repeated arrangements. So parang sa name lang yan. O kapag in-arrange mo yung name mo, tapos yung mga letters na pare-pareho, di ba you cannot distinguish, ano nga yung naunang M, ano unang letter dito? Alin nga yung pangalawang letter? Kasi pareho sila. Okay. So what did you notice about the arrangement? Of course, there are 2 MOM, 2 OMM, and 2 MMO. But since they are the same, we will consider them as 1. So if we consider them as 1, as you can see, tatlo lang talaga yung arrangement na meron tayo. There are only 3 arrangements. Okay, so this is permutation, but the difference is that here there are items, objects, or elements that are being repeated. Now, it tends to give a result, give an arrangement that is repeated also. Okay, so kasi hindi natin alam kung sino dyan yung nauna, sino yung pangalawa, sino yung pangatlo. Depende sa kung ilang beses siya naulit. Okay? Now, if you look at um, the solution earlier, we have 3 factorial, right? And that's equal to 6. And if we relate that to permutation, bakit naging 3? We look for the reason why is it 3. Now, ang ginawa natin is that since our the original solution for the permutation is 3 factorial, which is true, na dapat 3 factorial talaga yan kung magkakaiba sila ng letters. Kaya lang, there are 2 M's. That is, we cannot distinguish between the 2 M's kung alin yung nauna or pangalawa. So we have here 2 factorials. 2 factorial, and this 2 factorial result the same, or the different result. Or should I say, na yung nasa numerator ay kung ano yung original solution natin for the permutation, at yung nasa baba naman ay yung number, letter, at kung ilang beses siya na ulit. So yung 2 factorial dito, ilang beses na ulit yung M? 2 beses. So that's 2 factorial. So 3 factorial is 6 divided by 2, 3. Now, for you to have a better understanding of this, let us have the permutation with repetition. When we say permutation with repetition, may nauulit na arrangement. It is still permutation, may nauulit na arrangement, but kaya lang naman nagkakaroon ng nauulit na arrangement because of the elements na nauulit din sa given. Like for example, yung kanina, naulit ng 2 beses or dalawa yung M. So the number of permutations of N things, where A things are alike, B things are alike, and C things are alike, and so forth, is permutation equals N factorial divided by A factorial, B factorial, C factorial. Where N, yung N natin dito, yan po yung number of things or objects. Like for example, sa word na mom, ilan ba yung number of letters? Yung number of letters natin doon ay 3. Okay? Divided by, ano yung mga nauulit or ilan na ulit, ilang beses na ulit yung mga objects. Since ang naulit lang naman or ang merong duplication or repetition na letter dun sa word na mom ay yung M lang naman, ang 2 yun. Nilagay natin doon 2 factorial. Eh paano kung ang sinagutan natin ay yung nasa number 1 ng pretest, yung mommy, 3. So lalagay natin dyan 3 factorial. Eh paano kung hindi lang siya yung nauulit? May iba pang letters na naulit. Later, I'll give example of that. Okay? So lahat, kaya siya may A, B, C kasi hindi ibig sabihin isang beses lang may pwedeng isang object lang may mauulit. Pwedeng 2 yung maulit, pwedeng 3 letters yung nauulit, 3 objects, and so forth. Depende sa binigay na situation at problem. Okay? Now, for you to understand it more, let us have example number 1. You have to find the number of distinguishable permutations of the letters in the word basketball. So, ilan ba yung letter ng word na basketball? Kasi una natin kailangan dapat ma-identify is yung N or yung number of letters or number of objects. Okay? Feeling ko nag-feedback ako. Wait lang. Ayan. So, bilangin natin yung number of letters in the word basketball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, N, our N here is 10. Now, ano ba yung mga letters na nauulit dito? Can you please tell me? Ano yung mga letters na nauulit dito?
B.
B. So, ilan yung B? Dalawa. So, we can say na yung P, dalawa. Then, yung A, dalawa rin. Ano pa ang mga letters na naulit?
L.
L, ilan? Dalawa. So, we have L, dalawa. Meron pa ba? Si S, isa lang. Si K, isa lang din. Si E, isa lang din. T, isa lang din. So, wala na. Ito lang yung mga naulit. So, if you write it in permutation, using the permutation formula for distinguishable, we have the permutation is equal to 10 factorial divided by 2 factorial times. There's an operation here which is multiplication times 2 factorial times 2 factorial. Ganito yung way na ginagawa natin, but actually, yung nasa denominator, their sum should be 10. So, kung ano yung kulang dyan, yan yung mga item na or object na isang beses lang. So, ganito ginagawa natin dito, right? Pero actually, dapat ano yan, 10 factorial divided by 2 factorial times 2 factorial times 2 factorial times 1 factorial times 1 factorial times 1 factorial times 1 factorial. Apat yung 1 factorial kasi yun yung number kung ilang beses na ulit si S, ilang beses na ulit si K, ilang beses na ulit si E at si P. Okay? Kasi dapat ang sum ng nasa denominator ay kung ano yung nasa taas. So, 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 4 yung 1 natin dito equals 10. Pero, usually, hindi na natin ginagawa yon. Why? Because 1 factorial will always be equal to 1 factorial. So, kaya ang ginagawa lang natin dito, we have 10 factorial divided by 2 factorial times 2 factorial times 2 factorial. So if you solve that, I want you to get your calculator and solve it. Alam niyo na ba kung paano pindutin yung factorial dyan? You just have to shift and hanapin nyo yung kulay na dilaw or kung anong kulay dyan sa inyo, sa calculator nyo. Tapos meron kayo dyan makikita exclamation point, then you can do it. You can solve for it. So the answer here is, para mabigay na natin yung answer, 453,600 ways. Now for number 2, I have 6 face masks and 4 face shields to give to 10 frontliners. In how many ways can I distribute the 10 gifts to the 10 frontliners? So may naulit, ano yung mga items na naulit or pare-pareho lang naman, hindi naman naulit. But the thing is, pare-pareho lang naman sila. Okay, pare-pareho naman yung face shield, pare-pareho lang naman yung face mask. So yun. So we have 10 as our N, and we have 6 face masks, that will be our A, and 4 face shields, that will be our B. So if we do the calculation, we have 10 factorial divided by 6 factorial times 4 factorial. And as you can see here, ang sum nila ay 10 also. Then the answer would be, so nakita nyo, nag-cancellation siya dito, then multiply. We have 210 ways. So going back to our pre-test earlier, hindi, mag-post test na lang tayo. Diretso na natin sa post test. We'll have number 3, a frontliner at the Pasig City General Hospital has 4 blue PPEs, 3 white PPEs, and 2 green PPEs. Yung PPEs na yan, we cannot distinguish alin dyan yung PPE na ito at yan. So, kakamukha lang kasi sila. So, wala silang something na pagkakaiba. So we consider them as the same. Okay? Magkakaiba lang ng kulay. So there are 9 PPEs. 4 doon ay blue, 3 ay white, and 2 ay green. So if you solve that, you'll have 9 factorial divided by 4 factorial times 3 factorial times 2 factorial. And that is equal to 1,260 ways. So paano nyo malalaman kapag itong formula na to ang gagamitin? Kasi last time, di ba, we have a formula given. Yon ay gagamitin mo kapag there are objects and you have to get a number of object only. Kunwari, there are 10 ball pens and you have to select a two. You have to use 2 of them for your class. In how many ways can you do it? May 10 kang ballpen, 2 lang ang kailangan mo, you will use the formula na ginamit natin last week, which is n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. Dito, gagamitin mo to kapag there are items or objects that are all the same. Tulad dito, pare-pareho silang PPEs, pero nagkaiba sila ng color, nagkaiba ng print, and so on. Kunwari, 3 of them was printed with ganito. Okay? Pwede rin namang books. Kunwari, 2 of them are math books, 5 of them are science books, and so on. Okay? So, gagamitin nyo itong formula na to whenever there are items that are the same. You cannot distinguish them, but you have their different colors or magkakaiba lang sila in a certain way. Like this. Wait lang, may lang Google. Ay, ba't ka nang Google? Ayaw na tuloy nung ano. Oo. Ay, nako, Kobe. Gusto niya kasi nandyan siya sa harap. So, ay na po sa... Doon ka. Yan, dyan ka. Tahimik ka dyan. Okay? O, balikan na natin yung pretest natin. For sure, madali na lang to sa inyo. Ayan na. For number 1, find the number permutation, the letters of the word mommy. So, ilang letters yan lahat? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 letters. So, 5 factorial divided by 3 factorial. So, that's 5 times 4, which is equal to 20. Next. Ito naman, there are 12 clients, new clients. Then, a stockholder, a broker wants to assign 12 new clients equally to 4 of its sales agents. In how many ways can this be done? So that's 12 factorial. So, natin hindi ko makita yung sarili ko. 12 factorial divided by 4 factorial. No, iba pala to. This is different from the earlier problem. The answer here is letter A. This is different from the earlier. Bobby applied for the landline phone in his new house and he was given the number 76308380. How many distinguishable permutations are there in his telephone number? So, ilang letters ba? Numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 factorial divided by, ano ba yung mga naulit dyan? Pakitignan niya kasi nakakalito yan pag ako lang. Ano yung mga numbers na naulit? Diyan pa kaya? Anong mga numbers ang naulit?
3, 0, and 8.
3 po.
3, 0, and 8. So, ilang beses na ulit yung 3?
Dalawa, ma'am.
Yung 0?
Dalawa din po.
And yung 8?
Dalawa din po.
Opo. So, we have 5,040. Yung kaninang problem, yung number 2, may kulang yata doon. How many ways can you arrange books of the same kind? There are 4 math books, 3 science books, and 2 English books. O, tulad yan, pare-pareho silang libro, pero 4 doon ay math, pare-pareho lang naman yan ng book, 3 science at 3 English. So how can we arrange them in a shelf? So ilan ba yung lahat ng items natin? Or ilan lahat ng objects or elements?
9 po.
9. So our n should be 9. So we have 9 factorial, tama? Then how about sa denominator? Anong ilalagay natin sa denominator? Ilan ba yung math?
4 po.
4. So we have 4 factorial times 3 factorial
3 factorial. 2
times
factorial.
2 factorial. And that is equal to 1,260. Kung wala kayong calculator, ang gawin nyo na lang, kunin nyo muna yung mga values ng each factorial, saka kayo mag-divide, saka kayo mag-multiply, saka kayo mag-divide. Okay? Kung wala talaga. Number 5. So ito, may mali din sa problem na to. Kasi remember that if you have a peso bill, ang sabi lang naman, if we cannot distinguish, magkakamuka, walang pagkakaiba, walang pagkakakilanlan. Okay? Yung pagkakaiba nila. Pero dito sa peso bills, remember that each bill has a code. May mga code yan, di ba? May mga numbers yan. So, yung mga serial numbers niyan, iba-iba. So, pwede pa rin natin siya ma-distinguish. Okay, kaya hindi na natin isosolve yung problem number 5. So, for our, dito na ba tayo? Ay, saan yan? Ito. For our, to summarize all of what module number 4 have, we have permutation with repetition, and that is called distinguishable permutation. Yung formula natin for that is permutation is equal to n factorial divided by a factorial times b factorial times c factorial and so forth. Nakaintindihan? So later I'll give you the guide kung alin po yung sasagutan nyo for our module number 4. So let us now proceed to module number 5. Mas madali dito mag-play sa YouTube kaysa sa Drive. Kasi sa Drive, kailangan mag-loading. Dito sa YouTube, kahit hindi mo. So we are going to deal with circular permutation. Still, it is permutation. Ang ginawa natin last time, we have permutation. We have itong module number 4, distinguishable. Ibig sabihin may mga objects na pare-pareho lang naman. And we have here circular permutation. So when we say circular permutation from the word circle, they are arranged in a circle. Okay? And your goal here is for you to find the number of arrangement of objects in circular permutation. Now, let us proceed to pretest. Which is true about circular permutation? Is it n factorial, n minus 1 factorial? Is it c, n minus 1 factorial, n factorial? Or d, n factorial divided by n minus 1? So anyone who knows the answer? Pretest lang naman to, so kayo nang magkamali kayo ng sagot. Tingnan ko lang kung ano yung naintindihan nyo. Ano lang yung alam nyo. Para hindi ko malaman ko rin kung ano yung itigil pa. Kanina kasi nainip ako yung tagal mo magsalita kaya nag-proceed na ako sa lesson. So try lang. Anyone who knows the answer? Or who wants to answer kahit mali or tama? Sige, tawag tayo. Konti na lang kayo Bakani.
Ma'am.
Ano daw? Dog? Ano sagot ni Bakani? Anong sagot ni Bakani? Anyone from the group?
Letter B, ma'am.
Letter
Ma'am,
B.
letter
That's
B.
N. Okay. So that's N minus 1 factorial. So siguro yung iba nag-review about the lesson. So let's proceed for number 2. How many ways can 7-person be seated in a circular table? O kanina sabi nyo N minus 1. What is N minus 1? 7 minus 1.
6.
720.
Ano po? That is 6 factorial, which
720 po.
is 7.
Ma'am, 720.
Correct. That's correct. Next. In how many ways can 4 couples be seated at a round table if the men and women want to sit alternately? So, dito ata ako, the answer here is 144. Pero ito yata yung tinanong ko pero hindi rin ako nasagot last time. So, let's proceed to number 4 kasi may something din sa problem here. How many ways can 8 differently colored beads be threaded on a string? So, ito naman, dahil string yan, syempre iba din yung ano yan. Iba yung way on how to solve it. Dahil pag sa string, ibig sabihin, you are creating here a bracelet. Kasi di ba beads and may string. So you're going to create a bracelet. And that is another type of or another story naman when it comes to circular permutation. So let us look at the answer. The answer is letter D. Then later on, I am sure hindi nyo pa alam to kaya later you'll know about this. So for letter number 5 naman, we have 6 men and 6 women sit at a round table. Then Bobby and Rose want to sit together. So the answer is letter B. So kung makikita nyo dito, meron na tayong mga conditions, and those conditions are those that are what case number 1 is, case number 2, and case number 3. Remember the conditions? We have case number 1. Yung case number 1, when an element must be placed in a specific position. So case number 2, if there are elements, 2 or more elements that must be grouped together. At meron kayong makikitang word na must and if pag may mga conditions. And yung number 3 naman, yun yung 2 or more elements must not be grouped together. So, kung titingnan ninyo, we have different cases kung kailan magkakaroon or kung kailan natin masasabi that there is a condition. And tatandaan nyo that kapag may nakita kayong if or kaya naman must or should, yung tatlong word na yon may also lead to the condition. So, let us proceed to the lesson. How many ways can 3 people, A, B, C, be seated around the circular table? So, kung i-arrange natin sila sa table, paano kaya magiging itsura nila? So, kapag inayos natin sila na circular table, iba yung magiging itsura nila dun sa kung ano yung usual na ginagawa natin sa permutation. Kasi yung mga ginagawa natin before ay row o kaya line. Kunwari, ila-line up natin yung mga student, ila-line up natin yung tao. So, alam natin kung saan tayo magsisimula. Ito sa kanan tayo magsisimula, tapos matatapos tayo sa kaliwa. End. Okay? Kasi that's linear. You are arranging them in a line. Ganon din pag bookshelf, and so on. Pero dito kasi, ang kinaibahan niya is that circle, bilog. Okay? Dito, round table or circular table. So, kung sasagutin ng iba, for sure sasabihin, we'll have 3 factorial, which is 6. At sasabihin na ang arrangement na meron tayo ay ABC, BCB, BAC, BCA, CAB, and CBA. So, yan, di ba? Usual na magiging sagot ninyo if you still don't know basic circular permutation. But I am going to arrange this or group this arrangements depending on the situation they have for each. So, I have here 2 circular arrangements. That's circular arrangement 1 and circular arrangement 2. So, kung titignan natin yung difference nilang dalawa, as you can see, sa circular arrangement 1, they are clockwise or the order is clockwise. Okay? Pakanan. And kung titignan ninyo dito sa clockwise arrangement na to, si A, ang kasunod niya ay si B, ang kasunod niya ay si C. Okay? Or sabihin na natin na ang nasa kanan niya, kung tao yan, isipin nyo, tayo ay parang drone. Tinitingnan natin sila from above. Si A, ang nasa kanan ba yan? Kaliwa. Kaliwa niya. Ang nasa kaliwa niya ay si B. Si B, ang nasa kaliwa niya ay si C. At si C, ang nasa kaliwa niya ay si A. Malinaw? Kunwari nagbago sila ng upuan o nag-move sila. Gusto ko dyan sa upuan na yan, sabi ni A. So, lumipat siya dun sa upuan ni B. Nag-move sila. So, sino yung kasunod or sino yung nasa kaliwa ni A? Ang nasa kaliwa ni A, si B pa rin. Ang nasa kaliwa ni B ay si C pa rin. At ang nasa kaliwa ni C ay si A pa rin. Okay? So, pareho pa rin. Now, ngayon, si C, sabi niya, parang mas gusto ko dyan sa pwesto mo. So, nagpalit sila ulit. Tayo ulit sila. Okay? Pero, as you can see, kung sino yung mga nasa kaliwa nila kanina, yun pa rin. So, masasabi natin that whenever we have a circular permutation, kahit na magbago sila ng upuan, ng pwesto. As long as kung sino yung nasa kanan nila or nasa kaliwa nila, as long as hindi nagbabago, pare-pareho kung sinong nasa kanan at nasa kaliwa, all the arrangements are all the same. So meaning, the circular arrangement here, circular arrangement 1, kung titingnan nyo, hindi naman nagbago kung sinong nasa kanan at kaliwa ng mga to. Ibig sabihin, hindi nagbago yung arrangement nila. Okay? Unlike dito, sa circular arrangement 2. Kasi sa circular arrangement 2, looking at the counterclockwise arrangement or order, makikita nyo na si A ang nasa kanan na niya. Kanina kasi ang nasa kaliwa niya si B. Ngayon ang nasa kanan niya na ay si B. Ang nasa kanan ni B ay si C at ang nasa kanan ni C ay si A. At ganun ulit. Nagpalit man sila ng pwesto, basta kung sinong nasa kanan at kaliwa nila hindi nagbabago, still it will have the same arrangement. Ganon din dito sa pangatlo. So kung titingnan natin yung arrangement kanina, now we have yung anim. We have ABC, ACB, BAC, BCA, CAB, and CBA. Kung titingnan nyo, itong arrangement na to is best used if it is a linear arrangement. They are arranged in a line. So pwede natin sabihin anim. Pero if there are or if they are arranged in a circular table or in a round table, it doesn't make sense kung nagpalit kayo ng pwesto pero yung nasa kanan mo at nasa kaliwa mo ay pareho pa rin kasi it's still the same arrangement. So kanina anim kapag linear arrangement, kapag circular arrangement hindi na siya anim but instead it's 2 only. So there are 2 arrangements only. So, paano nangyari yun? Paano nakuha yun? If we are going to arrange around the circular table, as shown in the diagram, katulad nga nung kanina, kung mapapansin nyo, yung arrangement nila doesn't change. Even if they move their possession from one place to another, they doesn't change. Or the arrangement doesn't change. Okay? Ano pa? Now, if you're going to look at the representation of the arrangement, hindi natin alam kung saan tayo magsisimula. We don't know where to start kasi circle siya. And if we have circle, walang dulo, walang umpisa, right? Hindi tulad ng line, ang line, you have the starting point at meron kang end point. Sa circle, there is no start, there is no end. So we have to look for or we have to assign one person to be the starting point kung i-arrange natin sila sa circle, sa circular table. Like for example, kunwari in-arrange ko si ABC. I-arrange ko sila in a table. I-assign ko si A as the starting point. So siya, kahit saan siya pumwesto, basta sa kanya magsisimula. If we do that, I have to subtract 1. Magbabawas ako ng isa dun sa number of elements ko. Kung tatlo sila, 3 minus 1, that's 2. And 2 factorial is equal to 2. Meaning there are 2 arrangements. So ganun lang. So in general, if we get the circular permutation, all you have to do here is to subtract 1. That someone na sinubtract mo will be the starting point. Sa kanya tayo magsisimula. Siya yung magiging start ng ating arrangement. Okay? Now, if we are going to solve this, we'll have 3 minus 1, which is 2 factorial. 3 minus 1 factorial, which is 2 factorial. So there are 2 possible arrangements. Okay? Now, there are instances where the elements are arranged in circle, pero hindi siya katulad ng sa round table. Sa round table kasi, Kung mapapansin nyo, meron tayong, alam natin kung alin ang counterclockwise, ma-identify natin alin ang counterclockwise, right? So, I'll share a Jamboard para mas maintindihan niyo yung sinasabi ko. Kasi na yung aking pangsulat. Nalaglag yata. Kasi na yung aking pangsulat. Wait lang nga, hinahanap ko yung pangsulat ko. Nasaan na yung pangsulat ko? Kasi yung pusa ko nang dito. Ayan, nakita ko na. So I have here a circle. Tayo ng bilog. Nakita ba yung screen ko? You say yes? Nakikita ba? Nakikita.
Opo.
Okay. So, kapag sa circle, yan, ang ganda, no? Circle. Wait lang, gagawa ako circle dito. Pwede naman kasing gawa ng circle. Yan, circular table. So, andito si A, andito si B. Person A, person B, person C. So, kapag circle at nag-arrange tayo, we can easily identify. Table yan ha, table. Round table. We can easily identify asan yung papunta sa kanan. Is this clockwise? Or is this counterclockwise? Counterclockwise ba siya? Diba? We can easily identify. But if you have a bracelet, ano ba yung tsura ng bracelet? Ako kunwari bracelet yan. Tapos may mga gems dyan. Ay, pearls. Sabi natin pearls. Di ba? Ang ganda mag-drawing. Mo ang ngipin yung dinodrawing ko, di ba? Mo ang ngipin na natanggal sa gums. So, meron kang bracelet tulad nito. Pwede mo masabi na, ay, counterclockwise. Ay, clockwise yan. Clockwise. Yung kabila, counterclockwise yan. Yes. You can easily identify if it's counterclockwise or clockwise. Pero, remember, si bracelet, pag binaliktad ko, ito, binaliktad ko siya, no? So, andito na yung mga pearls sa taas. Yung bracelet kaya yung mga pearls nasa taas, no? Pag binaliktad ko, makikita nyo, ay, alin na nga ulit yung yung clockwise dito? Alin na nga ulit yung clockwise? Alin na nga ulit yung counterclockwise? So, here, kapag bracelet, necklace. Ano pa? Bukod sa bracelet, sa necklace, key rings. Yung mga susi. Okay? Remember, kapag ganyan yung mga elements or objects na meron tayo, you cannot identify or you cannot distinguish. Hindi mo malalaman kung asan yung clockwise or counterclockwise. You cannot identify clockwise and counterclockwise anymore. So kung dito, if I have here permutation is equal to n minus 1 factorial. At kung meron akong tatlong person, all I have to do is to substitute that to n. I'll have 2 factorial, and that's 2. That's equal to 2. Pero dito, it has another story. Iba na. Dito kasi, si counterclockwise and clockwise can be distinguished. Dito, not. If that is the case, di mo pwedeng gamitin doon yung formula na kung ano yung meron yung round table. But instead, ilang beses ba natin siya pwedeng i-flip? Ito yung unang face niya, facing up. Di mo nga rin malaman kung alin ang facing down eh. At nag-face down tayo. So, kabilaan. Nababaliktad natin siya. And if that is the case, ang gagawin natin is that we will divide this, yung n-1, divide natin siya sa 2. Kasi kapag binaliktad mo siya, pareho yung arrangement na mapoproduce. And to eliminate that, hindi natin kailangan yung parehong arrangement. We have to eliminate the repeated arrangement. Yung naulit na arrangement. At kapag gano'n na nangyari, makukuha mo na yung answer. So kapag circular or round table ang given, ganito po yung formula natin. Pero kapag ang given ay bracelet, necklace, keyrings, lalo na sinabi na no lock or sinabing without lock, ito po yung formula gagamitin. Kasi may mga bracelet tayo, may mga keyrings tayo, and necklace tayo na walang lock. Now the question here is, ma'am, paano kung may lock? Siyempre, kung may lock, iba na din yung formula na gagamitin mo. Ito yung bracelet mo, right? Kung may lock yan dito, anong mangyayari? If you open that, that gives you a linear arrangement. So kapag naging linear arrangement na yon, ito yung bracelet mo, right? Naging line na siya. Kung linear arrangement na yon, so ang mangyayari, that's permutation of n taken R. O kunwari, ilan to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Take all. So sabihin natin na, ilan nga ulit? Nakalimutan yung bilang ko. Ilan yung bilang ko? 18?
Opo.
Opo, 18. So that's 18. A permutation of 18, taken 18 at a time. Or simply 18 factorial. Kasi naging line, naging linear arrangement na siya. Bumalik tayo dun sa formula natin kanina. But the difference here is magiging n factorial na lang siya. So kapag with lock, anong formula na gagamitin? All you have to do is to get n factorial. So let's sum it all para mas maintindihan ng lahat. So ito yung mga formula na meron tayo. Yung una ay yung permutation formula. N objects taken R at a time. Ibig sabihin, malalaman mo kung gagamitin mo to kapag meron kang objects at pipili ka lang ng ilan. Okay, gagamit, meron kang 10 dresses and you have to wear 2 of them. So, pipili ka lang ng dalawa sa 10. Anong formula nun? Formula nun is permutation of n taken r at a time is equal to n factorial divided by n minus 1 factorial. Or n minus r. It's r factorial. Pangalawang formula na pwede natin gamitin. It's the formula for distinguishable. Pag sinabi namang distinguishable, may mga item na pare-pareho lang. Same object. Pwedeng nagkaiba lang sila sa kulay, ganon. Pare-pareho sila ng kulay. Pare-pareho yung sapatos, pero ito ito kulay blue, ito ay kulay red, ito mga kulay green. Okay? So kapag distinguishable naman, ang formula na gagamitin ninyo ay permutation is equal to n factorial divided by ilang beses may magkakamukhang item. Yung magkakamukhang item, ito yon nasa denominator. And the formula here, the operation here is multiplication. Nakadepende yan sa kung ilan yung pare-parehong item. That's why it has 3 dots here. Pangatlo ay yung, gamit tayo ng green. Pangatlo ay yung circular. Sa circular permutation, titingnan mo muna kung distinguishable yung counterclockwise. So, tingnan muna natin kung yung counterclockwise and clockwise if it's distinguishable, kung distinguishable siya, madaling malaman kung siya ay pakanan or clockwise or counterclockwise. Ibig sabihin, hindi na babaliktad, hindi na flip, na babaliktad. Yung lamesa ba, mababaliktad mo? Para lang malaman mo yung arrangement nila. Siguro nabwisit sa'yo yung mga mga bisita mo. Ba't mo binabaliktad yung lamesa? Sasabihin mo, kasi po inaalam ko kung ilang arrangements yung possible. Diba? So yung lamesa, hindi mo siya pwedeng ibaliktarin. I-flip, or the word is flip. Cannot flip. We cannot flip that. The other one naman, pwede siyang i-flip. Okay? Yung isa, pwede siya i-flip. And because of that, you cannot distinguish this. Not distinguish. Hindi mo malalaman alin yung counterclockwise at hindi mo rin malalaman yung clockwise. Dahil doon, nakakalito. May mauulit na arrangement. Since it is, you can flip that anytime. So, yan yung kailangan yung tandaan. So, usually ito, round table. Nangyayari. At ito namang isa, madalas yung nangyayari sa bracelet, key rings, necklace, things like that. Okay? Ito sa round table lang. At ang formula dito ay permutation is equal to n minus 1. Kung saan yung isa na yan, yung 1 na yan, ay yung inassign mo as the starting point. Dito naman sa pag-flip, din sa bracelet, sa keyring, sa necklace, dalawang formula. with lock, ay, without muna tayo. Without lock, and with lock. So, pag without lock, isa natin yung without lock. Kapag without lock po, ang formula natin is permutation is equal to n minus 1 factorial divided by 2. Kapag with lock, n factorial. So I want you to look at any item there. Sa inyo, meron ba kayong bracelet dyan? Meron ba kayo dyan necklace? Tingnan nyo, if you have, kung may lock yan, ito yung formula. Kung walang lock, ito yung formula. Sige. We will look at the formula and at the same time, I'll share my screen. My entire screen. So, ang gagawin natin is we will look at the given problems, the given situations, wait lang, ayaw niya. Ayan. So, tingin tayo dito. Ayan na, ito yung sinasabi ko, ina-explain ko kanina. Kapag circular permutation and you can distinguish the clockwise order and counterclockwise order, you will use n minus 1. Kapag hindi mo mas distinguish, which is the clockwise order or counterclockwise order, n minus 2 factorial divided by 2. Kapag may lock. Pag wala, that's n factorial only. Now, let's look at the example. So, dito sa example, makikita nyo, they are seated in a round table. So, gagamit tayo dito ng formula na n minus 1. So, we have 5 factorial, 120 ways. Next, ano kapag may lock? At kapag walang lock yung bracelet and you only have here 5 beads. So kapag walang lock, that's n minus 1 divided by 2 or n minus 1 factorial. N, which is 5, minus 1 is 4. 4 factorial is equal to what? What is 4 factorial? Wala, naghihintay pala kayo sa akin. Yung mga nasa messenger. Diyan pa kayo? Wait lang ah. Ay, paano ba to? Paano ba i-turn on yung cam? Wait lang. Saan yung phone ko? Ay, ano? Ay, ba ganyan? Hawakan ko na lang eh. Nakikita nyo ba pag ganyan? Nakikita nyo pag ganyan? Hindi. So kung may lock, kung walang lock, we have 5 minus 4, 5 minus 1, that's 4 factorial, divided by 2. 4 factorial is 4 times 3, 12 times 2 is 24, divided by 2 is 12. So sa letter A, ang answer ay 12 ways. Bakit tayo nag-divide sa 2? Bakit n minus 1 divided by 2? It is because siya ay walang lock. Meaning, you cannot identify the counterclockwise arrangement and the clockwise arrangement. While if there is a lock, so ang gagawin lang is to get the number of n, or the value of n, that's 5, and substitute that to n factorial. We have 5 factorial, which is 120 ways. Okay, next. How many ways can 3 girls and 3 boys sit around the circular table so that the boys and girls alternate? So kapag boys and girls alternate, same formula pa rin naman yan, circular table. Diba, pag circular table, remember the formula is n minus 1 factorial. But the difference here is, of course, we will assign. Sino ba sa kanila? Boys ba or girls ba yung uunahin natin i-arrange? Like for example, I want to arrange the boys first. Kailangan mag-assign ako sa kanila ng isa kung saan siya yung magiging starting point ko. Pag nagbawas ako sa kanya ng isa, tatlo sila, di ba? Tatlo din yung girls. So my solution would be n minus 1 factorial. And that's 3 minus 1 factorial. 2 factorial. Well, sa 3 girls, kapag na-assign ko na-arrange ko na yung 3 boys, as is na sila. Si 3 girls, I don't have to assign a starting point kasi meron akong starting point or person dito kay boys. As is na siya as 3 factorial. So what we have here is we have 2 factorial. Ano bang kulay tayo? 2 factorial times 3 factorial, which is 2 times 6, and that is 12. So we have here 12 ways. Kapag alternate, itong tatandaan nyo ha, kasi may isang problem dito na alam ko may error. So kapag alternate, ilan yung babae, ilan yung lalaki, pili ka kung sino munang i-arrange mo sa una, kung babae ba muna or lalaki, sa kanya ka magsasubtract ng 1. Then yung isa as is na kung ilan sila. Okay? Next. So kapag circular permutation, nabanggit ko na yun sa inyo kanina. If you can distinguish a clockwise and counterclockwise order, n minus 1 factorial. If you cannot, of course, that's n minus 1 factorial divided by 2. Pag walang lock, pag may lock, factorial. So let us now proceed to our module number 6. So for module number 6, we'll have solving problems or problem solving on permutation. Medyo nakakangalay pala ito. Yan. So to start, we'll have number 1. Malu owns 5 different blouses. If she cannot wear the same blouse on 2 consecutive days, how many different ways can she dress on Wednesday and Thursday? Kung hindi siya pwedeng magdamit ng pareho for 2 consecutive days, hindi niya pwedeng suotin yung blouse niya for 2 consecutive days. Sa tingin nyo, ano kaya yung, or how many different ways can she dress from Wednesday to Thursday. Wait lang ah. And palakihin ko lang yung solution part. So let us have here number 1. Ilang blouse yung pwede niya suotin for hindi pwedeng suotin for the next consecutive days. So that's permutation. Dahil pipili lang siya ng dalawa kasi ngayong Wednesday, kung ano yung sinuot ko, hindi ko pwedeng suotin bukas. So iba yung susuotin ko bukas. So kung 5 yung number of blouses ko, 2 lang doon yung pipiliin ko for Wednesday and Thursday. Right? So that's permutation of 5 taken 2 at a time. So ano yung formula natin dyan? Formula natin is permutation of n taken out at a time is equal to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. Where n factorial is 5 factorial, then we have 5 minus 2 factorial. And it will give us 5 factorial divided by 3. Ang haba ng divided by 3 factorial. So, pwede natin gawin dyan 5 times 4 times 3 factorial divided by 3 factorial. Pwede natin yung i-cancel. And we'll have 5 times 4, which is 20. So, the answer here is 20. Okay, dahil may mili lang siya ng dalawa. Yun yung answer. Bobby has 5 textbooks on his shelf. If math must always be in the middle, how many ways can he arrange the books? Kaya lang dito, same problem. Hindi binanggit kung ilan yung math book, but we can solve this by box method. Tingnan ko lang muna kung anong answer niya. Kasi alam ko may error dito. 24 ways. So if we use the box method, of course, you're not yet familiar with the box method. Yung box method po ay, hindi pala kita yung ano. Yung box method po ay you're going to draw a box for each position. Dahil may 5 kang libro, ibig sabihin 5 beses 5 yung posisyon na merong. Minsan ginagamit namin box method tulad nito. Minsan naman we only use line as replace to the box. Okay? Pero ang tawag dyan box method pa rin. Okay. Now, para saan to? We can use these by placing items for each position. So dahil si math book ay nasa gitna lagi, let us say na isa lang yung math book. Ibig sabihin, magpe-place tayo ng isa sa gitna. Isa lang yung choices natin dyan, which is the math book. And the other books can be placed to other positions. So, kunwari dito, dahil nakapili na ako ng isa, 5 yung book ko, 5 minus 1, that's 4. So, sa unang posisyon, pwede ako mamili ng 4. Kung sino pipiliin ko dyan sa 4, yun yung mapupunta dyan sa posisyon. Pag nagbawas ako dyan ng isa, we'll have 3, we'll have 2, and we will have 1. So, aside from the formula, I can use the box method. This is used when you are going to arrange things. And kung hindi niya ma-picture out using the permutation formula, kung ano yung gagamitin. Usually, it is used if you're going to assign an element for a specific position. Tulad nito, meron siyang condition na dapat the math book must always be in the middle. So, one example, good example of condition. Kaya nga gumamit tayo ng box method. And if we multiply this, we'll get the answer, which is 24. Okay? So the answer here is 24. I use the box method. Next. 20 students join a contest in the school. The contest offers first, second, and third prize. How many combinations of first, second, and third place winners can there be? So, kapag ganito, ilang yung students mo? 20, meaning you are going to choose from the 20 students. At ilan yung pipiliin mo? Siyempre, pipili ka ng first, second, and third. So, tatlo yung pipiliin mong students para manalo. Okay? So, that is the case. You have number of students and the number of prizes. You will use permutation formula, and that is permutation of n taken all at a time equals n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. So substitute natin si n, we'll have 20. Permutation of 20 taken 3 at a time. We'll have 20 factorial divided by 20 minus r factorial. Or, I mean, minus 3. At di ko pa sinabstitute, no? So, we'll have 20 factorial divided by 17 factorial. So, we have 20 times 19 times 18 times 17 factorial divided by ayan na. Divided by 17 factorial. Cancel natin yan. What is 20 times 19 times 18? The answer would be ano pong answer? Diyan pa kayo? Hello po. What is 20 times 19 times 18? Yes. Sagot na.
6,840 po.
6,840. 40, tama?
Opo.
Okay, let's look at the answer. So the answer here is 6,840. So ganun. In how many ways can seats be chosen for 12 couples on a Ferris wheel that has double seats? So ito naman, drawing muna natin. Pag dinrawing natin yan, meron tayo ditong Ferris wheel. So siguro pag ganyan yung ano yung itsura niya. Okay. So sa Ferris wheel na yan, there are 12 double seats. 1, dapat dito 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ay, ang galing ko naman mag ano. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So there are 12 double seats. Isipin nyo na naka-attach yan sa Ferris wheel. Okay? Digit-digit na yung iba, no? So kung ganon, since there are 12 couples that will occupy this double seats, para makuha natin yung number of ways we can compute for the number of ways we assign each couple here in each cabin or in each double seats. Kailangan, of course, naka-circular siya. Mag-a-assign tayo isa as the starting point. Kung circular siya, syempre ang formula natin, n-1. Kasi alam natin, dyan yung pa-counter, pa-clockwise. We can identify if it's clockwise or counterclockwise. So our n here is 12 because there are 12 couples. And all I have to do is to substitute 12 to n. So we have 11 factorial. And what is 11 factorial? Ano ibig sabihin ng 11 factorial? That's 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 hanggang 1. Okay? Then, pabilang ako ng ilan yung girls, ilan yung boys. Sino ba to? Francine, Craig. Pabilang ako ng ilan yung boys, ilan yung girls. Sa ating Tapos pasend sa akin dito sa phone. Ayusin ko lang itong. Wait lang baliktarin ko lang Hirap lang. Ito. Pabot na ako. Yung stamp. Ito yung itim. Galing ko muna yung casing wait lang. Ay, ang init ng phone ko, mga folks. My phone is heating up. Wait lang. Kasi nasa Google Meet din ako. Ay, hindi pwede. Ayan. Kaso, yung numpad ay calculator na laglag. Wait lang What will be the answer? What is 11 factorial? Po?
39,916,800.
Ayan. 39,916,800 weeks. Ang dami, no? We can arrange them in that number of ways. Ayan yung sagot natin. Rose is planting 11 colored flowers o lahat to flowers. 4 dun sa flower na yun ay pula, 5 ay yellow, 2 are purple. So, alin kaya yung formula na gagamitin natin for this? We use what formula? Na-chat na ba ni Lola? yung number of
Tapos na
students.
po.
Saan mo chinat?
Dito ma'am sa Google Meet.
Okay, wait lang. Check ko lang ah. Oh. 13 girls. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 girls, 11 boys. Ano sa ito? Malvar. 3, ano nga yan? 3:30. So, bukas may klase kayo ha. Kung ano yung klase nyo ng Thursday, yun yung klase nyo bukas. Pasok po bukas. Boys, 11. Girls, 19. A total of 30. So, kung pare-pareho silang flowers, at magkakaiba lang ng color, tapos i-arrange natin sila. So, ang gagawin natin is, we will be using the formula, wait lang. So, for permutation of this kind of problem, dahil pare-pareho sila, nagkaiba lang sa kulay. Okay? Tapos, ibig sabihin kasi nun, you cannot distinguish alin dyan yung flowers kasi magkakaparehong apat sila, pula, kakapareho yung 5 na yellow, and yung 2 purple. So, gagamitin natin dyan yung formula for distinguishable, which is n factorial divided by a factorial times b factorial times c factorial, and so forth. Okay? Now, what is n? N will be our total number of flowers. That's 11. Yung A natin will be the red, which is 4. B natin is the number of yellow flowers. And C will be the number of purple, which is 2. Then substitute natin, we'll have 11 factorial divided by 4 factorial times 5 factorial times 2 factorial. Ano ba yan? Lagi ko nasusunod na ano yung times. So what will be my answer here? Wala pong sagot. Pwede natin ilagay dito 11. Kaso ang haba times 10. Ang haba. Gawin na lang natin, we get 11 factorial. What is 11 factorial? Ay, mali na pindot ko. What is 11 factorial? That's 39916800 divided by 24 times 120 times 2. Tapos divide natin yan. Sige nga, pakisolve for me. Pakisolve po. Sino yan? Sa akin ba yan?
6,930 po lahat.
6,000?
930 po.
6,932. Let's check.
30 lang, ma'am.
30. The answer is letter A. Now let's have more examples. Ulit nito, there are how many four-letter words? Yan natin tong solution na to. There are four-letter words with or with we are going to form a four-letter word from the word logarithms. And repetition of the letter is not allowed. And as you can see sa word na logarithms, wala namang letter na naulit, kaya okay lang. Okay? So, walang letter na naulit dyan sa logarithms. And magpo-form tayo ng four-letter word lang. Ibig sabihin, if there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 letters, apat lang dyan yung kukunin natin. We will select or we'll choose 4 letters only. So we will use the formula for permutation, which is permutation of n taken r at a time, which is equal to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. Okay? So what will be my solution? We'll have 10 factorial divided by 10 minus 4, and that's 6. And we'll have 6 factorial. So 10 factorial divided by 6 factorial, we have 5,040 letter words. Okay? So paano nyo malalaman if you will use this kind of formula? If you are going to get only a number or lahat yon, kukunin mo yung apat na letter lang or kaya lahat yon, you use this formula. So meron kang pinagpilian, ito yung pinagpilian mo. Yung iba dyan kukunin mo, yung iba hindi. Or pwedeng lahat yan kukunin mo. Okay? At walang nauulit na letter. Pero pag may naulit dyan na isa, ay hindi na. Iba na yun. Okay? Next, Jervis is organizing sports equipment for the physical education room. He has 15 balls and must be placed in a line. So, mag-place siya ng mga balls in a line. But the twist here is that there are 6 footballs, 2 soccer balls, and 4 kickballs, and 3 basketball balls. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin dyan is dahil pare-pareho naman yung football, soccer ball, kickball, and basketball, ang gagawin natin is we will be using the formula for distinguishable. Kasi hindi na natin ma-identify kung itong yung sa 6 na football na yon may pare-pareho kasi silang footballs, ito pare-pareho tong soccer balls, and so on. So, gamitin natin yung formula for distinguishable. So, that's 15 factorial divided by 6 factorial times 2 factorial times 4 factorial times 3 factorial. Next, after that is performing the indicated operation, we'll have 6,306,300 ways. Now, how about Yes, you have here number 3. We have to find the number of ways in which 5 people, which is Rose, Malu, Sheena, Bobby, and Chris, have to place seats at a circular table such that Bobby and Malu must always sit together. Pag ganyan naman po yung nangyari, may dalawang tao na gustong magkatabi, you will count them as 1. So kapag binilang mo na sila as 1, hindi na 5 tao yung uupo. But instead, you will consider that there are 4 persons to sit. And 4 minus 1 is 3 factorial. Okay? Kung 3 factorial yon, how about if Bobby and Malu change sit together? So ibig sabihin, kikilos din sila. I'll give you an example of this. So ito yung round table. 5 yung tao. 5 yung tao na uupo. Pero si Bobby and si Malu wants to sit together. So we will count them as 1. So kung isa na lang sila, meron kang 3 at isa, 4 na lang yung persons. Or sabihin na natin, we will consider 4 persons will sit. So kung yung 4 na yan, you have 1, 2, 3, tapos ito, yung 2 sila. Bobby and si Malu. So kung 4 yan, we will use n minus 1 factorial. Dahil circular table. So magiging 3 factorial, di ba? Kasi that's 4 minus 1 factorial. Okay? So ito yon. Pero, if you look at this, dito, pwede silang magpalit. Pwedeng nandito si Malu, pwedeng nandito si Bobby. So may changes as a whole, may arrangement sila as a whole, may arrangement din silang dalawa kasi pwede silang magbago ng pwesto. So yung pagbabago nila ng pwesto, their own arrangement, they have their own arrangement, we can represent that as 2 factorial. Okay? Yung 2 factorial na yon, ilan ba sila? 2. So 2 factorial. Pwedeng magbago sila ng pwesto. So aside from 3 factorial, you will multiply 2 factorial also here. Yung 2 factorial na yun yung change in their own arrangement. Change nito, yung own arrangement nila. Yung pagbabago sa posisyon nilang dalawa, kung sila lang dalawa. So we have 3 factorial times 2 factorial, that's 12. So the answer here is 12. Another example, I'll give another example. Kunwari meron tayong 5 tao na si Pascual, bigay tayo ng mga pangalan. Si Santiago, Gregorio, si Rizal, si Zamora, and si Gomez. Yan, meron tayong 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 persons here, and we will arrange them to the table, the round table. But Rizal, Zamora, and Gomez wanted to sit together. So kung gusto nilang umupo ng magkakasama, we will consider them as 1. And if we consider them as 1, ilan na lang lahat? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 na lang po yung uupo dito. Pero pansinin nyo na yung pang-4, is composed of Rizal, Zamora, and Gomez. Intindihan? So, dito kahit sino na nandyan. Ang gawin muna natin, let us solve first for the arrangement of this. Itong buong to. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's permutation of, wait lang. That's permutation of n minus 1 factorial. That's 4 minus 1 factorial. And it will give us 3 factorial. And 3 factorial is 6 factorial. Now, if you look at them, tatlo sila. Pwede silang magpalit-palit ng posisyon. Pwedeng mapunta dito si Rizal, ay dito si Gomez, dito si Zamora. Depende sa kanilang gusto. Okay? So aside from solving for the whole, you consider their own arrangement. Yung own arrangement nila, tatlo sila pwedeng magpalit-palit and that is 3 factorial. Okay? That's n factorial at yung n mo dito ay 3, 1, 2, 3. So that gives us 3 factorial. Mali ako dito, 3 factorial is 6. So i-multiply natin dito si 3 factorial. Yun yung own arrangement nila. Sa kanila lang kasi nga magkakatabi sila. Gusto nila sila lang ang magkakatabi. So that's 6 times 6 equals 36. So there are 36 ways of arranging these persons in this round table. So ganito po ang gagawin kapag merong gusto magkakasama sila. Remember yung case number 2? Sa case number 2, if elements must go together, yung condition na yon, ito po yung way kapag circular table. Intindihan? So let us yan. Remember that to solve for word problems involving permutation, you can use the first formula for linear arrangement. Ibig sabihin sa row or line or shelf, pwede yun, arrange na sila. Or may mili kayo ng persons to be the president, the vice president, yung mga ganong situations like pipili kayo ng champion, ng first runner-up, second runner-up, and so on. There are positions to consider. This is the formula to use. Next is, if you are going to solve for a permutation of distinguishable objects, when I say distinguishable objects, you cannot identify the difference between the two kasi pareho sila. You will use this formula. Next, letter C, kapag circular, like for example, in a round table, and you cannot flip the table. You know already, alin yung counterclockwise at clockwise. You will use this formula. Kapag naman circular, pero tulad nga ng bracelet na walang lock, you can flip it. You cannot identify kung alin ng counterclockwise at clockwise. You will use n-1 factorial divided by 2. Kapag naman may lock, mali yung nakasulat dyan ha, n factorial lang dapat yan. All you have to do is to use n factorial. Okay? So let us try. I'll give you more examples. Lalo na kapag ang hinihingi ay code. Lumabo yung camera ko. So paano kapag code? For example, ito. In how many ways? Last na to, then you'll answer your worksheet. In how many ways can you form a 6-digit code using 1 to 9 if, let us have conditions. A, the first letter or first number is odd. B, and repetition is not allowed. Ulitin nga natin, wait lang. Wait lang. Ulitin natin. 093. A, repetition is not allowed. Well, spelling. Repetition is not allowed. Letter B, repetition is allowed of digits. 093 at 60 is allowed. And letter C, if the first digit is an odd digit. 460. Okay, so how can we solve for that? Let us have letter A first. 30. So for letter A, so for letter A, we are going to use the box method. A box method, or ang gagawin ko, we're going to use the box method, and repetition is not allowed. How many numbers do we have from 1 to 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have our 9 letters or 9 numbers. I mean 9 numbers. So sa una, if repetition is not allowed, kung ano yung pipiliin ko sa una, syempre hindi na yun yung sa pangalawa, pangatlo, pang-apat, pang-lima, pang-anim. Okay? So kung meron akong 9, meron din akong 9 choices for the first position. Pangalawa, I only have 8. Then 7, then 6, then 5, then 4. It can also be represented as permutation of 9 taken 6 at a time. And the answer here is 9, permutation of 9 taken 6 at a time is 60,480. Sa letter B naman, this is different story. Kasi dito, pwedeng maulit yung mga digits. Okay, pwedeng maulit yung mga digits. So we'll have 6 codes ulit, or 6-digit code ulit. While repetition is allowed, we have here 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Okay, and that gives us 9 raised to 6. We have 531,441. Napakita ko lang sa inyo kung ano yung mga pwedeng mangyari, ha. Pwede kasing ganyan ang ibigay sa inyo. What if the first digit is an odd digit? Dito sa siyam na to, alin ba dito yung odd? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 odd digits. So kung meron kang 6 positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, add yung una, there are 5. So kapag namili ako dyan ng isa, mababawasan na yung choices ko. From 9, magiging 8 na lang. So 8, sunod 7, 6, 5, 4. Or pwede rin natin siya isulat in permutation that you get permutation of, or wag na lang, okay na yan. Mas madadalian kayo ng ganyan eh. Okay? So, what is 5 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4? That is 33,600. So, another example of what we have is this. Okay? Pwede kayong tanungin or to ask na to create a code and so on and so forth. Yan. Pwede yan. Do you have any question? So sa tingin ko, may hirapan lang kayo to identify kung ano ba yung formula